How's it going, gamers? This is Harry and Alice. We've got a very special treat for you today, as well as my spotty lip, and that is a fan fiction by the notorious Timber Corolla on the Casamino. This is titled Need for Speed Cars, the Underground Racing World, Part 1. Note, POV stands for point of view. Nobody's point of view. It was a cool October day in the middle of autumn on a quaint little along Route 66 in Carburetor County, Radiator Springs. All the town's cars were decorating for the Halloween holiday. The most spookiest time in Radiator Springs and all down Route 66. Timber's POV. Hey crew, welcome back. I missed you while you were away. How'd the last race of the season go? Did you win? I asked. Cruz replied, yes, hun. I did win the Piston Cup, but I couldn't have done it without your support and McQueen's help as well as the pit crew, I replied. That's awesome, crew. You're looking forward to next year? Cruz looks at me and drives up next to me and says, about, babe. This is my last season because I'm retiring from racing while I'm still young so I can do more stuff with my life and I won't have to leave you for a long time anymore. That kind of racing is stale anymore. I want something more exciting than racing in circles for hours, I replied. I can't say anything about that because it's your choice, and plus I didn't marry you because of your racing. I married you because I love you, as well as your looks as well, Cruz replied.
Oh, so sweet.
I think Cruz is my wife. I know that, Timber, but I just wish there was some kind of racing more exciting, I replied. Pardon me. Well, actually, let's take a cruise down Route 66 and I'll tell you about something I used to do before I moved here and met you. Timber and Cruz cruise down Route 66. Still Timber's POV. Tim, what did you want to tell me about your past? Cruz asked. I replied. Well, before I moved here from the Big Apple... Oh, he's from New York. Well, before I moved here from the Big Apple, I used to do something that was extremely fun and adrenaline pumping. High-speed racing and police chases. I was at the very top... I'm just stop that. I was at the very top of the blacklist.
I like that.
No car could beat me and take my spot on the blacklist, and not a single cop could catch me. I was the best street racer in the world, Cruz asked. What happened that made you decide to move down to a town like Radiator Springs? I replied. Well, I'll tell you what happened that night. Being from New York, we knew how to drive super fast in the snow and ice, and well, the day we had nothing but freezing rain and the street race that night. The Big Apple Tour, which was the biggest street race in all of the US, cars came from miles to spectate, and there was 10 street races that were chosen from around the US, the best of the best. There was 10 different cities and states. They were from Los Angeles, California, San Francisco, California, Miami, Florida, Baton Rouge, Louisiana,
California.
Frankfurt, KY, Freeport, New York, which was me, Detroit, Michigan, Dallas, Texas, Cincinnati, Ohio, Atlanta, Georgia, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Phoenix, Arizona. There were 10 of us when the race started, and only 2 finished. Pretty sure that was more than 10, right? The race went around all of New York and it was nothing but a sheet of ice on the roads. Cruz replied, what happened to all of the race? Why did you do that?
My arms.
Okay. You see it? Or was I? Cruz replied, what happened to all of the races? I replied, 5 races were in a big crash that almost got me, and since this was a big illegal street race, the police car, or as we call it, 5-0, including the FBI, was all over us. Why would the FBI be over here for a street race? So the other 3 races were crashed by the 5-0 and sent
Don't you
to the
remember he's on
impound
the
for a long time.
blacklist?
Okay, yeah.
Top of the blacklist, no car can go over
True.
him on the
He's a
blacklist.
very naughty boy. So the other 3 races were crashed by the 5-0 and sent to the impound for a long time. The car that finished in second place was from Las Vegas, and I came in first. Thankfully, the racer from Nevada was a good old boy, and he congratulated me, but it wasn't... What accent is this? But it wasn't long before the FBI surrounded us. We both wrecked a few federal agents. Did you fucking kill them? And took off. And we figured if we outsmart them together, they couldn't catch us, but we were wrong. It wasn't too long after the pursuit started, the Nevada racer was captured after driving after a spike strip. After he was captured, I was the only one left. But it didn't take long for me to outsmart the FBI. And just when I thought I was free out of nowhere, an FBI agent by the name of Xavier came out of his shadows, and he wasn't like the other agents. He was faster than all of them. A Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. And I was thinking to myself, I can outsmart him, no problem. But it was me who he was outsmarting. So after I realised there was no way I could escape him on asphalt, I took him off-road, because even though I might be a 2015 Corolla, I knew how to race off-road, because that's how I got started. So anyways, I was like, I know the off-road better than any other car, Cruz replied. I bet you outsmarted him, no problem. And that's chapter 1 of...
Chapter 2.
Is it? Ah,
It's chapter 2.
this is part 1. Part 1, Need for Speed Cars, the Underground Racing World.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that was a chapter of Need for Speed Cars, the Underground Racing World. If you guys like it, we'll maybe do some more. If not, then it's a nice one-off. You got anything to add? Okay, bye.